Hey guys, in this video we're gonna be checking out the top 10 best smartphones
That will meet the needs of different types of buyers. So whether it's price, performance, or its particular use, we've got you covered. For more information on the products, I've included links in the description box down below, which are updated for the best prices. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started.
Starting at number 10, we have the Apple iPhone 16 Pro 128GB. The latest iPhone 16 Pro does not yet have Apple's promised Apple Intelligence features. They're coming soon. But it's already a powerful performer, aided by a welcome return of physical buttons, with a new touch-sensitive camera button alongside the customizable action button. After more than a decade of slowly disappearing ports and buttons on most smartphones, this is a welcome reversal of the trend. As a result, it feels more camera-like than anything on the market, and the camera button is a delight to use. It's far faster and easier to take shots, with the touch-sensitive control allowing photographers to adjust images on the fly. Whether shooting macros or portraits, it's superb, backed up with impressive extras to allow users to adjust photos after the shot, directly in the Photos app. The ability to record 4K video in 120 frames per second is great fun, allowing Hollywood-style slow-mo effects. Moving on at number 9, we have the Google Pixel 9 Pro 256GB. Google say the Pixel 9 is their first phone to be built, from the ground up, for AI. In theory, so is the iPhone 16 above, but its AI features will not be coming to the UK for a while. The Pixel 9's standout AI feature is Gemini, an assistant which talks just like a human. You can ask it to operate everything from the camera to the calendar and interrupt and correct it while it talks. AI also powers a suite of new picture editing features. The biggest is Add Me, allowing you to take a group picture, then have someone else take a snap of you, which the AI seamlessly adds to the group shot. Reimagine is similarly mind-boggling, allowing you to add backgrounds and objects into pictures. I was able to take a picture of my children in front of a forest of gigantic toadstools, something that would have been unimaginable even 18 months ago. At number 8, we have the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Everything from the camera array to the battery life will outperform just about anything on the market, in a package that is absolutely gorgeous. This being 2024, it's also liberally salted with genuinely useful AI features, some of which will come to the older S23 Ultra as an update. There's AI-generated wallpaper similar to that found on the Pixel 8 Pro, a voice recorder app which can transcribe directly to text, an app that can rewrite text in different styles, and a browser feature that can summarize longer articles automatically. The most talked about AI feature is real-time voice translation. Early users' attempts to hold phone conversations with non-English speakers produced some alarming results, but the AI will no doubt learn and improve. All in all, it's great fun, very 2024, and the features are neatly integrated. At number 7, we have the Sony Xperia 1V 256GB. The screen is far brighter than the one on its predecessor, and the top-of-the-range Qualcomm chipset means this is the equal of anything else on the market in terms of speed and performance. But it still maintains that different Sony touch. The sides are ribbed, the back micro-dot textured, and the restrained camera casing for the Zeiss lens gives this a sophisticated look not much in this category can match. The old-school approach also extends to some welcome extras that used to be standard on phones. You can add your own micro SD expandable storage, and there's the sadly now exotic luxury of an actual headphone jack, tuned up this time round for better sound, plus really great forward-facing speakers. Sony's expertise in TVs shines through a lot in this handset. Performance-wise, the new 120Hz panel is far brighter than its predecessor. Sony showed it off next to a high-end OLED Bravia television, and the image looks to be tuned exactly the same. It really is like having a little television in your pocket. At number 6, we have the OnePlus 12256GB. Chinese smartphone maker OnePlus has been on a roll in recent years, with a return to its roots as a brand that delivers high performance for far less than rivals such as Apple and Samsung. The good news with the OnePlus 12 is that the winning streak is still continuing. This is a unique, desirable device with its own visual language and a lot of tech extras, for a very decent price. It's £100 less than any other device offering this level of performance, and there are very few drawbacks to be found, with a lot of features offering a significant gloat factor. In an age where physical buttons are becoming an endangered species, OnePlus bucks the trend with an incredibly useful slider that switches between ring, vibrate and do not disturb, meaning you can silence your phone without having to dip rudely into the menus when you're around people. At number 5, we have the iPhone SE. A few years Apple made the courageous decision to admit to itself that some of its would-be customers aren't CEOs with bulging wallets and created the iPhone SE line for those with a slightly tighter budget. Starting from £449, the iPhone SE is not exactly bargain basement, but does come with Apple's luxury cachet. It's also smaller and lighter than most modern phones, which is an underrated virtue. Unlike the iPhone 14, the SE comes with a fingerprint scanner rather than a face scanner, which personally I prefer. The 12 megapixels main camera is outgunned by the similarly priced Google Pixel, and there is only one, so Apple's prodigious image optimization software has less to work with than on 2-camera and 3-camera phones. One huge difference between this and the iPhone 14 is the feeble battery. A day's charge is the absolute maximum you're going to get. Even with moderate usage, I was down to the low 20% range by 6 p.m. The blame lies with Apple's powerful A15 Bionic chip, the same one as used in the iPhone 14 above. It makes the phone's software running very quick and smooth, but unfortunately the smaller battery is simply unable to cope. At number 4, we have the Samsung Galaxy A54 128GB. Stepping down from the plateau of flagship phones into the mid-range world, you might expect to lose a huge amount of functionality, or end up with an unreliable device. But no, with smartphones such as Samsung's a series of mid-rangers, you really get almost everything you get with a flagship, at less than half the price. The Galaxy A54 5G is another solid, high-performing handset from Samsung's A series, which has delivered reliable mid-rangers for many years. This one looks like a modern Samsung with a triple-lens camera on the back, and has a 6.4-inch Full HD screen which is bright and gorgeous to look at, with a very decent battery life of up to 13 hours. The phone's frame doesn't feel cheap, either, often a calling card of mid-range devices, with Gorilla Glass on both sides, and a pleasant metallic finish. Performance-wise, this will meet the demands of almost any phone user barring obsessive gamers who simply must have the latest silicon, with an octa-core Exynos chip delivering rapid responses and lag-free operation. At number 3, we have the Google Pixel 8a. Though Google's cheaper line of phones, identified by the A in the name, have crept up in price since their inception, the Pixel 8a is still a decent bargain. In a lot of the ways that count, it is very similar to its big brother, the Pixel 8 Pro. You still get all of the handy AI features which you can use to edit your pictures like a pro, whether that's snipping out random passers-by from the back of your selfies to resizing elements within. It's all very helpful. The camera, although not as powerful as the one on the 8 Pro, is still backed up by Google's AI upscaling system, making it punch well above its weight in terms of picture quality. At number 2, we have the Nothing Phone 2 256GB. I was quite taken with the Nothing Phone 2's predecessor, the Nothing Phone 1. Just when it seemed as if all smartphone design had coalesced around the same basic form, along came this spunky British challenger, designed by a former Apple designer, with a clear chassis exposing the phone's inner workings and light-up glyphs whenever you got a text. You can set these glyphs so that different apps light them up in different ways. You could choose for a call from your partner to light up everything, while a call from your boss only lights up one glyph, for example. This second generation has more lights, allowing you to customize the glyphs a bit further. There are also more apps to use them with. You can now use the glyphs as a light to help with night shooting, which is helpful. And finally at number 1, we have the Nothing Phone 2a. However, in order to power that big screen, there are some drawbacks of the 2a, compared to its flagship big brother. The processor is a bit weaker and that leads to a few drawbacks, chiefly to the camera's image processing. The photos you take, while perfectly nice, don't pop quite as much as on the main model. There's no wireless charging on the 2A, but that's no great loss. Wireless charging has always been a bit of a gimmick. The biggest disappointment is that a lot of the fun glyphs which are Nothing's trademark have been pared back here. While the Nothing Phone 2 has 6 glyphs to display notifications, alarms, timers, and more, the Nothing Phone 2A has just 3. That means they're less customizable and less useful. It's a small thing, maybe most people won't even notice them, but given it's Nothing's thing, it does feel sadly missed.
Thanks for watching, and that's all for now. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Till next time.